You're listening to the Screen Team on 930 KWOC.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
To infinity and beyond!
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Please, what does it always mean? This Junior.
That's his name. Henry Jones Jr.
Like Indiana.
We named the dog Indiana.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
I am your father.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Bond. James Bond.
And now the Screen Team on News Radio 930 KWOC. And welcome to a brand new edition of the Screen Team on today's Talk 930 KWOC and 93.3 FM. The show is being brought to you by Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, where Walmart is next door to us, 33 Productions, and also Poplar Bluff Drywall, 714-3127. With us is Screen Teamer Jake Whitlow. Jake, how are you today, man?
Doing just fine. How you doing, Chris?
Good to see you as always. And we have a brand new member of the Screen Team on board. You hear on Clear 94 every day, at least every weekday from 10 till 2. Ladies and gentlemen, brand new to the Screen Team, Toby Spencer.
Hi.
Toby, how are you?
Thank you for the warm welcome. I'm a newbie. It's the one place here that I'm a newbie.
Yeah, there you go. It's been long overdue, and I didn't know that you were such a movie buff.
I love movies. Are one of my escapes.
Yeah.
Movies and books are one of those places you can go somewhere and never have to leave. Doesn't cost you a dime, other than the cost of a theater ticket or a DVD. But you can go someplace in your mind and just see what it would be like to be other people, other things, or escape from that world around you.
Yeah, and you have a very eclectic taste. You love everything from comedies to musicals to
everything in between.
Yeah.
Just about everything in between.
Guys, the movies we're going to do tonight are I picked a drama, I picked a comedy, and I picked an action adventure. I wanted to mix it up a little bit. So the very first film we're going to do is a movie called Glory. This movie came out way back in 1989. Jake, were you even born then, man?
Yeah.
Were you? Okay.
I was 2.
I got married in 1989, so that gives you some indication of the difference in our ages.
Good times, man.
Good year for movies, though.
Oh, very good year for movies. And this was a great movie, too. It's an American drama war film. It stars Matthew Broderick, Denzel Washington, Cary Elwes, and Morgan Freeman. Now, the film was about the first formal unit of the Union Army during the American Civil War to be made up of entirely African Americans. And this troop was used in the Fort Wagner attack. And I was first introduced to this film by my father.
Oh, great.
My dad is a huge history buff, so I became a huge history buff. I love history movies. I love going to historical sites, and this movie is good on the historical
From what
elements.
I gather, have been told it stuck pretty close to what actually did happen with that regiment.
Yeah. And this movie also really gets your heartstrings, too.
Oh, it does. It does. It's so many. You just fall in love with characters.
Yeah.
You get to know these men and what they're going through and seeing it through their eyes.
Right. Jake, did you enjoy this film?
I did. I really did. And I was really, really surprised by Matthew Broderick's performance as a colonel, you know?
Yeah.
He was, as a Civil War
Ferris
colonel.
Bueller.
He was no Ferris Bueller. He wasn't,
and you know,
what's his name from War Games?
Yeah. At the beginning of the movie, I really was not expecting him to be a strong leader.
Mm-hmm.
Because he almost hit me as being almost kind of weenie type. You know, he's kind of backing off.
And I think it was really good casting for the time, because he's got this softer face and
the boyishness,
and the actual character, Robert Shaw, of course, was wealthy Bostonian,
right?
And goes into the Civil War, and he starts out as a major. I can't remember at the beginning of the movie, but he starts out. They show him at the very beginning of the movie. He's a little bit on the softer side, but he knows that he has to be strong, and he wants to prove himself. After he's actually seeing battle,
Mm-hmm. He's never been actually exposed to what the harsher aspects of what the Civil War was going through at that time. And we're getting toward the end of the war, and things are getting nasty.
Yeah.
And, all the stops are pulled out, and the South is really struggling, and the North is really pulling in.
And he steps up his game.
He does. And he is able to reflect that to his men, who shouldn't have trusted him in any shape, form, or fashion. I mean, other than then he was a different race. They wasn't sure what does this man. He's a northerner, like you said, a rich boy.
Yeah.
Should I trust what he is leading us to do? And for him to be able to influence them and to bring them forward, to bring out the best in each of those men, it's really a neat story.
Yeah. One of my favorite scenes in that is when the everybody gets their paycheck. Mm-hmm. And the black soldiers didn't get as much as the white soldiers, and they were complaining about it, and they were tearing up their checks. And you see Matthew Broderick; he has this kind of, I don't want to say stoic look on his face, but you don't know which way he's going, what he's thinking, and he fires off his gun, and he just, boldly says, "If you guys won't take pay, none of us won't take pay." And he rips up his check, and everybody goes crazy. And you're just like, yeah, all right.
And really, you're not expecting the white soldiers really to support that either. Of
course.
Because regardless if you didn't believe in slavery in that day and time, there was a definite differential there.
Yeah.
We've come a long way, baby. But they've, but seriously, even if they were fighting, quote, for their freedom, they still wanted that line, that division there. So for them to be able to pull both of those forces together said a lot about his character.
This film did very well with the Academy Awards. It got nominated for several categories, but not Best Picture, surprisingly. It got nominated for Best Sound, Best Film Editing, Best Cinematography, which it won for that, and also Best Actor in a Supporting Role for Denzel Washington. He won.
We hadn't seen much of Denzel at that point.
Yeah,
he was still a very young actor, and that role really brought out all the nuances that he's capable of.
One of the things that go ahead, Jake. I'm sorry.
With such a broad cast, because this movie had a real strong cast of prominent characters. Denzel Washington's character did not really have a whole lot of screen time in the scope of things, so to be able to get the supporting actor,
right?
It was very powerful.
Yeah, he had a really powerful. There's the what do they call that? The lashing scene. That was.
He's got like that single tear going down his.
I mean, he didn't have to say
nothing. That's all he needed.
That's all he needed. So I mean, that's all you needed to win that award right there.
He had us there.
It was a really impressive performance for him, and he played it very naturally. So
one of the things that surprised me, I've seen this movie a zillion times, but I kind of did a little research on IMDb about some of the past history about it, and there was a lot more to Cary Elway's character that was shot that wasn't shown in this film. Apparently, I don't know if he was a troublemaker on set, or
seriously,
or
is he a bit of a diva?
I guess that might have been it, or maybe they didn't think that his character was that important to the story. But apparently, there was a lot more shot between Matthew Broderick and Cary Elway's character, and it wasn't put in the film.
You wonder if. Seeing as Matthew Broderick was more known as a teenage actor at that point, and Cary was more of the bigger roles, if they thought maybe Cary needed to carry the movie, excuse the pun, but when they realized how well Matthew was doing, they realized that maybe they could broaden his role, and they didn't need that name because he was going to carry the role and carry it well.
That might be a good point, man. But so... You like Glory, yes?
I love Glory.
Glory?
I like Glory.
Thumbs up.
We all like Glory, man. It's you can find it on DVD and Blu-ray. Coming up after the break, we're switching from drama to comedy. We'll get to 22 Jump Street next on Today's Talk 930 KWOC.